Hi, my name is Harshavardhan, and I'm currently working as Chief Marketing and Omnichannel Officer for one of India's leading supermarket chain, Spencer's Retail, and gourmet premium food chain called Nature's Basket. Besides that, I'm also managing the D2C portfolio for a couple of D2C brands based out of India. I truly believe the future of retail is phygital. You won't find that word in the Oxford Dictionary for sure, but phygital is a portmanteau of physical and digital, where I really believe that consumers are spending equal time in the digital realm as they are in the physical world. And hence, it's only imperative for brands to ensure that they are truly phygital, which means that they are present in both worlds at the same time. The future of retail, as I really like to call it, is the new retail, and the way to do it is to get truly phygital. Globally, retailers are challenged with one of the biggest problems of efficiency and capturing that value across the supply chain or the value chain of the business itself, if I were to say. Metaverse looks at it from a completely different perspective, and the metaverse provides opportunity to retailers to not just look at the problems and the supply gaps in real estate, in locations, finding consumers, seeding in the products, getting them discovered, and adding value to this entire experience. In fact, Metaverse elevates all these problem statements and provides a whole new realm where retailers can not just find their newer identity, newer set of audiences, but find newer means of making their products and brands discovered, which is nothing like we have seen ever before. And hence, Metaverse is a future only if it is executed and implemented in a manner which is truly consumer centric. I think the biggest strategy in retail there right now for me is store as a platform strategy. Store as a platform strategy, or you could call it PAS, platform as a store, which essentially means if consumers are walking towards your physical brick and mortar store, it's the responsibility of the retailer or the store to travel to the consumers also. Look at it with a spin, and suddenly you think about quick commerce. Suddenly you think about curbside pickup. Suddenly you think about things like book online, pick up in store. But all of that are a passe. We've moved on to thinking that retailers should be truly omni-channel. But again, we are flawed there in its implementation, because omni-channel really doesn't mean that I'm independently present in a physical store and I'm independently present on a website or an app in a digital realm. The true realization of new retail is to say that let me have a true convergence of physical and digital and become truly phygital, and that melting pot of that convergence enables newer possibilities for consumers. How about you walking to a mall, just experiences the products, and by the time you're home, the products are delivered at your doorstep. So it's called experience in the mall getting delivered at your doorstep. By the time your groceries are out, right, the retailer identifies that some kind of staples, some kind of flour, oil, etc., the essential groceries are getting out of stock for you. And he initiates an automatic purchase for you there and then, and you're delighted saying, oh my God, that guy really knows me. So retailers, in essence, essentially have to realize personalization. They have to realize proximity marketing, proximity targeting for consumers, and really make sure that the core value proposition is consumer-centric and targeted in a manner which is, let me call it, hyper-personalized and targeted. I think at Spencer's Retail, since the advent of COVID, and let me tell you, COVID in itself has been a big enabler. Globally, organizations have seen the degree of digital transformation that was accelerated. In a sense, what we didn't see in last decade or so happened in 3 years. With Spencer's Retail, I think the degree of digital transformation we have seen in last 3 years has been phenomenal. Our omni-channel, what we like to call as out-of-store business, coming from channels like WhatsApp, consumers calling in through phones, quick commerce, e-commerce, regular slotted deliveries, apart from all the business that comes from consumers who are walking to our physical hypermarket and supermarket stores, uh, the business has grown phenomenally from a low single digit to a very high double digit. And hence, store as a platform strategy is very core for us, which sits on key digital transformation and technology enablement, which not just leverages things like personalization, use of AI and machine learning, but also extracting a lot of efficiency in smaller things like how do we get the best assortment for a consumer in a particular catchment. And that may be really different from the assortment that consumers live in a different catchment. Right from catchment strategy to our assortment strategy to kind of products we could really recommend and newer products we could get discovered to our audiences, all of them fall into a space where we really believe that technology can play a big part. I think if I have to extend that, enablement through technology, last mile disruption is a big thing. And that journey and learning essentially emanated from COVID when, in India especially, the brands were divided into two segments, the essentials and the non-essentials. And only essentials like grocery players, medicine, pharma were allowed to operate. But for a change, consumers would not come to the stores. And we had to innovate a complete last mile disruption where something unheard about, like Uber cars, which were at rest and not transporting people. We signed up one of the biggest partnerships where they were transporting groceries in Uber cars to consumer doorsteps. And within a matter of days, we signed up our last mile partnerships and built a capability with almost most last mile players in the country, and to an extent that we were delivering to more than 650 pin codes across the country. And hence, I believe the biggest offshoot and biggest learning of COVID is that consumers are looking for greater trust in brands, but more than that, they're looking for even greater convenience. And last mile delivery and quick commerce is enabling that to a great extent. At Spencer's Retail, we truly believe in store as a platform strategy, which means achieving true omnichannelization. Consumers, we believe, are coming to our stores for their larger monthly buy. We want to nudge them for their subsequent top-up buy through our omnichannels. And consumers who are getting adopted in our omnichannels, buying smaller stuff, top-ups, we want to really induce them and invite them for an experience inside the store. And hence, both these strategies dovetail into each other, enabling our consumers to have a complete wholesome experience from the store, from the app, or any other omnichannel they may want to pick up, with a single view saying that we want it to be really consumer-centric and make sure that we delight our consumers every single day. There's so much to talk about it, but let me start with it. I think eTail Asia has pioneered a platform which is not just remarkable with the kind of talent it attracts every single year. More importantly, the thought leadership that it leads, the agendas that it brings to table, the kind of newer disruptive discussions, enablements, it brings in every single year. It would not be wrong if I say that eTail Asia is the true melting pot of not just where business happens, but where the future thought leadership emanates in the entire South Asia. So my due congratulations to everybody in the eTail Asia team, the entire staff who works every year so hard to plan it and make it so right. But if you haven't been at eTail Asia, whether you're a brand, whether you're a partner ecosystem company, whether you are in retail, e-commerce, or a tech enablement service kind of a segment, you are certainly missing out something. And if you're looking for something that really opens up your future business opportunities, eTail Asia is the place to be.